Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel, Yoga with Judy. I am Judy, and today I've put together a workshop for floor poses. So we're going to go through a few different poses and get down to proper alignment and maybe some variations that can maybe help you out in your practice. So if you're ready, get into something comfortable. Maybe grab a blanket, a block, a strap if you have it, and we'll meet you on the mat. So before we begin today, we're going to do a little bit of warm up. So let's come on down to the mat, down to a seated pose. If you find that your knees are quite high, you can bring a block or a blanket underneath the sit bones, underneath the hips, so that they can fall a little bit lower than the hips. Could be a little bit more comfortable for you. So just starting off with some breathing practices, some rounds of nice deep breath. So you can sit up nice and tall. You can place your hands on your thighs if that feels comfortable for you. Close the eyes down and gently start to become aware of your surroundings. Maybe take a nice deep inhale breath through the nose and open mouth exhale, let it go. We'll do that again. We'll inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, let go of your day. Let go of any stress. And now we'll just seal the lips, continuing the breath in and out through the nasal passages, if that feels okay for you today. Big, deep inhale breath. Nice, long exhale. On the inhale, feeling your belly expand like a balloon. The rib cage lifts and the breath comes to the top of the chest. And on the exhale, you slowly start to release the chest, release the ribs, release the belly, pressing the navel to the spine to release that last bit of breath. We'll do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Looking for a nice smooth transition between the inhales and the exhales. Maybe the next breath you bring a hand to the belly, maybe one to the heart. And on the inhale, you can feel the belly rise and the breath come to the top of the lungs. And then you can feel it soften down like a wave on the exhale. 2 more rounds here. And this last inhale, take the biggest breath that you've taken all day. Pausing at the top and slowly releasing the breath all the way down. Navel to spine, releasing that last bit of breath. And gently fluttering the eyes open. Let me taking a moment to scan and see how you're feeling. So working with some neck circles here, leading with the nose, dropping the chin to the chest, turning your head over to the right, all the way to the back. If that feels okay in your neck, gaze is up. over to the left, keeping that right shoulder grounded down. Nice slow circles will go around again. Maybe stopping at any sticky spots, sending an extra breath. Next time your chin comes to the center, pausing, and then going the other way, the opposite direction. Relaxing the shoulders down. And next time your chin comes to the chest, dropping the chin right into the chest. Feeling that nice, juicy stretch across the back of the neck. Relaxing the shoulders. And we'll do the opposite. Lift the nose, lift the chin to the sky, opening up the throat. Relaxing the back of the head towards the back. Coming back to center. Bringing your right ear towards your right shoulder. Keeping that left shoulder down. Coming back to center. Over to the left. And the right shoulder stays down. Coming back through center. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. And on the exhale, plant your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Your right hand just behind the right hip. Pressing down like a kickstand. Maybe you come onto the fingertips. So inhale to lengthen, grow taller. And on the exhale, twisting from the navel, twist over to the right. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper, looking over that right shoulder. Good job. Releasing, coming over to the other side. Right hand on the outside of the left knee and left hand behind the hip. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twisting over towards the left. Inhale, come forward and lengthen, grow tall. And exhale, twist. Coming back through center, planting that right hand just beside the mat. And on the inhale, reach that left arm up to the sky, over top of the head, and over towards the right side, trying to keep that bicep over top of the ear. Inhale to lengthen, release, and exhale. See if you can bend a little bit more to the right. Nice job. Over to the other side. Planting that left hand, reaching that right hand up and over. Feeling this nice stretch from the armpit to the top of the hip along that right side. The right bicep over top of the ear. And coming back to center. Take a nice deep breath in, lengthening the spine, bringing our hands forward and starting to walk our hands forward. Extending the arms, bringing the chin to the chest. And just go as far as you can feel a nice stretch across the back of the spine. Bringing the chin in towards the chest. Pulling the hip creases back. Maybe walking the fingers a little bit more forward. Good. Walk the hands back. And bring the hands just behind the hips. Pressing into the hands, lift up the chest. Gaze up. Maybe let the head fall back. We've just stretched our spine in 6 different ways. Good job. So we'll come up to standing, removing our block or blanket. Come to stand at the top of the mat. And we're going to do 3 rounds of sun salutation. So what is that? So it's 12 poses. And we'll start in our mountain, which is our mountain, and we'll end in our mountain. So grounding down into the feet, lifting up the arches, engaging the calves, lifting the kneecaps up, engaging the quads, tucking the tail under, lifting the chest, and bringing the shoulders up and down your back. Feeling the energy through the fingertips. Fingers are nice and spread wide. Chin gently comes into the chest as the gaze is forward. Mountain pose. And inhale, reach the arms up, look up. And exhale, bring the hands down the side, down to the floor. Release the breath in a forward fold. Uttanasana. Lift up, lengthen the back. Coming into a half lift. Bring the shoulder blades to touch. And exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, ground into the feet, bend the knees. Bring the arms out to the side, reach up to the sky, look up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful job. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive the arms. Come down to a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. Step the feet to the back of the mat and drop the knees. Untuck the toes and slowly lower your upper body down to the mat. Lifting one leg and then the other, creating some space in the lower body, and sliding the hands back beside the rib cage. The elbows are bent, nice and close like chicken wings. And on the inhale, pressing into the pubic bone, gently lift up a couple inches for a baby cobra. Engage our thoracic spine here. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, peel the chest. And release. One more time, pressing into the feet, engaging the back, maybe lifting the hands an inch or so off the mat. And release the forehead, release the hands. Curl the toes, press up through table, and tuck the toes, lift the hips for our first downward facing dog. So our fingers are spread nice and wide. Our hips are intending to the back of the room where the ceiling and the back wall meet. We're pressing our thigh bones back. And if your heels don't touch the mat, that is perfectly okay. Maybe you start to bend one knee, bringing your heel down. Maybe both knees. Really lengthening out the torso here. Shake the head yes and no. And coming to stillness for one breath. And look to the top of the mat. Bend the knees and walk the feet forward, landing in our Uttanasana forward fold. Beautiful job. Bend the knees, reach the arms up. Come to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. There's our first round. Good job. So grounding into the feet. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bring the arms to the side, swan dive, all the way down to forward fold. Inhale, flat back for a half lift. Exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. Plant the palms, step the feet back. You can always drop the knees to table like we did in the first round. Or if we're staying in a plank pose, our arms are straight like fence post, And rotating your arms so that the eye of the elbow is facing the front of the room. You're on your toes and looking for a nice straight line from the shoulders to the heels. Nice strong plank pose. Coming forward on the toes, slowly lowering the body down to the mat, untucking the feet, bringing the hands beside the rib cage, pressing into the pelvis and the top of the feet. The arms are bent close to the side, and on the inhale, you can do the baby cobra as we just did in the first round, or you can lift up to high cobra. Trying to lengthen out the spine, lengthen out the neck, and exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, and let it go. Last round, inhale, and release. Tuck the toes. We'll meet in downward facing dog, whether you come through a table or a plank, lifting the hips, or our down dog. Take a nice deep inhale breath and open mouth exhale, let it go. We'll do that again. Inhale and exhale. Look to the top of the mat. Walk, hop, or float your feet forward, landing in our forward fold. Sliding the hands up the shins for our half lift. Pinching the shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, ground down into the feet, reach the arms up and overhead, palms to touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Last round of our warm up. Good job, everybody. So you can do the first round or the second round. This round we're going to add on with the Chaturanga Dandasana and the upward dog. So grounding into the feet, release the hands, reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive, come down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, step the feet to the back of the mat, knowing you can drop down for your table. We're in our plank, nice strong plank, nice strong arms, strong body. So you can lower all the way down to the mat and do baby cobra or high cobra. If you're looking to come into upward facing dog, coming forward on our toes and keeping the arms into the body, bending at the elbows, lowering halfway, coming onto the tops of the toes and engaging the legs and rounding over the toes for our downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in, open mouth, let it go. Last time, inhale and exhale. Look to the top of the mat, bend the knees, walk, hop, or float your feet forward. Bring your hands to the front body and slowly roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, letting your head come up last. And when you arrive, releasing the shoulders down the back. Good job. Let's start with our workshop. So coming down to our mat with a floor space. Our first pose is Sukhasana. So easy seat. Easy, right? So if you find that you're down on your sit bones and you find that your hips are really far up, either grab a blanket or a towel, roll it up, and bring it under the sit bones. Or you can use a block or a book. So for Sukhasana, rather than sitting with our legs stacked, so our top leg is leaning on our bottom ankle, we're going to just we'll start with our right leg. Just bring our right leg in close to the body. And then our left leg, the foot will just come to the top of the shin. So there's no pressure on our ankles. Just relaxing the knees down, lengthening the spine. And take a couple rounds of breath here. Feel okay in your body? So we'll go ahead and try it with the other side, bringing our left foot in to our right thigh and our right foot onto the top of our shin. Do you feel any difference? We usually have one side that is a little bit more flexible than the other side. Good job. So that was Sukhasana. So our next pose, Baddha Konasana. So it's also known as butterfly pose. It used to be called cobbler pose because the cobblers who would make shoes used to sit like this and make the shoes like this. So Baddha Konasana. How we do it is we bring our legs into a diamond, bring the soles of the feet together, and you can bring the heels, the feet in as close as feels comfortable for you. Again, we can stay on our blanket for our hips. Can give our soles of our feet a little massage if we have our thumb right on the underside of our foot. If this is too much on your knees, you can grab a couple blocks and place them under the legs. So we're going to bring our hands around the feet. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, start to fold forward. Releasing down into the stretch. Maybe walking the hands forward. You should feel this on the inside of the groin, on either side of the inner thigh. So walking your hands back up. Modification, you can bring your legs out a little bit further so it's more of a diamond shape, if that feels more comfortable. And on your forward bend, when you fold forward, you can bring a block or a prop to bring your forehead down to rest on. You could also bring your hands underneath your thighs. Just looking to fold over the feet. Good job. Walking the hands back. And bringing our hands on either side of our thighs and closing our legs like a book. Our next pose, Gomukhasana, or cow face. We are going to bring our right leg in. So the right foot is just touching our left hip. So our knee is in the midline. Our knee is in the middle of our body. And this left leg, we're going to bring the heel on the other side, so on the right side of the hip. Looking to stack our knees here and looking to have our heels in line. So look down, trying to have your heels just so one heel's not way out, trying to have them in line. If this is too much on your knees, you can definitely just come to an easy seat. Should really feel this in the outer hips. So we are going to grab our strap. And because we have our left leg on top, we're going to place the strap just over our left shoulder. Lift the left arm up to the sky and bend the elbow and bring the palm of the hand towards the back body. And maybe you grab onto the strap gently. So you're looking, lengthen the tricep. Tricep is lengthening and elbow to the sky. And extend your right arm out to the side and rotate the hand so the palm is facing the back. And bend the elbow and reach behind the back body. So you're reaching for the opposite end of the strap. Essentially, the goal would be to be able to clasp your fingers together. So we're opening up the arms here. I'll show you what it looks like. So we don't want to be pulling hard on the strap, just using it as a guide. So once we've been here for a few breaths, maybe we can reach a little further up the strap. Remembering to come back to the breath. Good job. So release that right arm, release the left arm, just place the strap to the side. Give your arms a shake out. We'll just keep our feet where they are right now. So a fun transition to transfer over to the other side is to come onto our feet. So we're going to bring our hands behind us and we're going to lift the hips up, keep our feet where they are, but we're going to pivot on the feet and we're going to end up on the other side. So you want to watch me. We're going to lift up, keep the feet where they are, walk around the back, pivot on the feet, sink our sit bones back down, and look at that. We've got our right leg now on top of the left. Good job. If that was a little too much, although you can practice that while you're watching TV, if you have nothing better to do, you can just simply bring your legs out to the side and restack them without going around the back body. So we're going to grab our strap, place it over our right arm. Take a nice breath in, lengthen up through the spine. Inhale the right arm to the sky. Bend at the elbow and reach for the strap. Extend our left arm out to the side and rotate the palm so the palm is facing the back. Bend the elbow, reach behind the back. Maybe these hands can clasp together with no strap. Usually one side that's a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more flexible than the other side. Or maybe closer up on the strap, wherever you are. Lengthening here, opening up. Remembering to breathe. Quite an intense stretch, isn't it? One more breath here. Gomukhasana. Good job. Okay, release that left arm, release the right, place the strap, untangle the legs, shake the arms out, give the legs a little kick. In our next pose, extending the legs out long in front. Coming into Dandasana. Danda means staff in Sanskrit. So we are going to sit with our toes facing our body. Our legs are nice and straight, removing any fleshy parts from our sit bones so we can lengthen up through the spine. And just bring our hands beside the hips and inhale to lengthen. Remember to breathe. Engaging the toes, which engages the quads. Beautiful. From here, bend that right leg in towards, so the knee is pointing to the sky. So you can stay right here if this feels good. If you're looking for a bit more, maybe lift that right leg and step the sole on the outside of the left knee, coming into board of the fishes. So inhale, reach the right arm to the sky, and exhale, plant the right hand behind the hip and hug in this right knee towards the chest. Option here is stay right here, or you can bring the side of the left elbow onto the outside of the right knee. Wherever we are, we're going to inhale to lengthen, grow tall, and exhale, twisting over to the right. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, twist. Good job. Coming back to center. Another option is to bend that extended leg. We'll do a round and see how that feels. Inhale, lift the left arm to the sky. Hug that right knee in. Plant that right hand behind the hip. Keep that right hip grounded down. And twist. Lengthening the spine, bringing the crown of the head to the sky. Good job. Coming over to the other side, unraveling our legs here. Maybe shaking them out. Bringing that left leg in, the sole of the foot onto the mat, knee to the ceiling. Either stay here or step that left foot over top of the right. Inhale to lengthen, hugging that left knee in with the right arm, left hand behind the hip, and exhale, twist over to the left. Twisting from the navel, helping out with our digestion. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. And coming back to center, we'll go ahead and bend that right leg in. And we'll do that again. So maybe this time we bring the outside of our right arm on the outside of our left knee. Left hand behind the hip, and inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. See if you can grow a little bit taller. Looking over that left shoulder. Beautiful job. Good job, everybody. Unraveling here. Extending the legs long. Maybe give them a little shake. Our next pose, Upavista Konasana, wide-legged forward fold. So extending our legs out wide, coming forward on our sit bones. So we're bringing our hips, trying to bring them a little bit forward. Taking a nice breath here, again, so we can stay on our blanket or our blocks. We're going to inhale, reach our arms up, and exhale, we're going to fold forward, just melting down, surrendering into the pose. Maybe we bring a block for our head. Just releasing into the pose, keeping our feet flexed here. Good job, everybody. Bringing our block to the side, bringing our legs back in line. Now we're coming into one of my favorite poses. It's not everybody's pose and can take it may look different in everybody's chemistry, everybody's body, but malasana or yogi squat. So bringing our feet wide with our toes out, taking a breath in, and on the exhale, slowly start to sink the bottom down to the mat. Trying to keep the feet flat. If they don't stay flat, no problem. Just bringing a blanket for the heel. So sinking into our malasana, bringing our hands to heart center, bringing the backs of our arms against our inner thighs, bringing the palms to touch. Trying to lengthen the tailbone down, trying to lift the chest, and breathe. Option here is to place a block under the sit bones, malasana. So this is a prep pose for another one of my favorite poses, which is crow pose. That will be another workshop. So some options here, you can bind. So you can bring your right arm underneath the back and your left arm reaches around and your hands can clasp underneath, or you can use a strap. And the same for the other side. You would bring your left arm underneath your legs and reach your right arm out and around and clasp the hands. Good job. Bring your hands to the mat, lift the hips up, straighten out the feet, reach through the hips, lengthen the spine here. Good job. And dropping the knees down to the mat, to the wide edge of the mat. Bring the big toes to touch, sinking the hips back onto the heels and walking the hands out, coming into balasana or a child's pose. So reaching our chest, letting it lengthen down onto the mat, bringing our forehead to the mat, pulling the hip creases back, lengthening the tailbone. So a couple options here. If you have a very straight foot and it's not comfortable to lay it out, you can bring a blanket for the tops of the feet. And when you're extended out, to bring the mat a little bit closer, if your forehead doesn't reach down, you can bring a block to have your forehead rest down. So lengthening out the torso, pulling the hip creases back, lengthening the spine, reaching the tailbone down. Balasana. So there's another form of balasana. This one, you bring your knees and your feet together, and you just bring your forehead down to the mat, and you bring your arms out to the back of the mat, resting on the tops of the hands, palms facing out. So I like this one. You can feel your shoulders melting down towards the mat on either side. It's quite nice. So just releasing the shoulders here. And slowly lifting up. Thank you so much for joining me today for this pose workshop. I hope to see you again. And until we meet again, bring the hands out to the side. Reach the arms up, gather up all the love and energy in the room. Bring the palms to touch. And exhale the hands to heart center. Big smile here. Chin to chest, knuckles of the thumb to the third eye as we bow forward. Namaste.